there's a lot of people that are thinking, man, WrestleMania 40 is right around the corner. We saw that pop at WrestleMania 33 when you guys surprised everybody. I think people are like, could this happen again? Is that a possibility?
It's great that people think that. That makes me happy. It makes people excited. If you hear someone talk about a ladder match, are they going to show up? And that's great. So I don't know. It's pro wrestling, man, and in pro wrestling, never say never.
Yeah, when ladder matches get talked about, Matt and Jeff Hardy are the names that immediately come to mind.
That's cool, and I consider that a great compliment.
I want to talk about WrestleMania 33. I was there. What a cool moment. And we've seen the behind the scenes of them.
It was the best, man. It was the best. I'm so grateful we were allowed that moment.
We've seen the behind the scene footage of how they snuck you into the building. When you went out there, can you describe what that wave of sound that hit you, how that felt?
It's wild because usually when you're at the building at a televised event, a TV show or a pay-per-view, you've been out in the arena, right? And you've seen the landscape. You know what the ramp looks like. You know what the set looks like. You kind of have a good gauge of like how far it is to the ring and whatnot. We did a big signing at Evolve for like 5 hours a day, all of House Hardy. And then we took a picture when we came in from the airport and I posted, I said, thank you, Orlando, for a great weekend. You know, we beat the Lucha Bros and we had a hell of a ladders war with the Young Bucks. And now we're heading back home after a 5-hour signing at Evolve that was packed.
Yeah.
And we literally went back to our hotel. Then we got picked up from our hotel and then was driven around a little bit. And we got there 30 minutes before we were going to go to the ring. We went into a trailer. And in this trailer, the other teams came in. We went over the game plan once again. And then they left. And then we had about 5 minutes before we were going, they said, okay, it's time to go. And then they darted us out of the trailer. And then we go into the building and we go up 3 flights of stairs. That's where Gorilla was. And it was crazy. My wife had Maxwell wrapped and she was baby carrying Maxwell. Wolfie was in her tummy. So she's running up these stairs oh my God, how far do we have to go? And then we get up there and then, myself and Jeff, we walk in and then there's Vince and there's Hunter and John Cena and Shawn Michaels. And I was just, hey, it's like this great, this family reunion. It's crazy. You're saying hello to all these people. And then the next thing you know, the music hits and we go out and then we go into this arena and we haven't seen it. And it was so massive and the pop was so loud. And usually when you think about things like that, I love to say I remember it vividly. Right? Just it's so crystal clear. You remember it vividly. But this was very surreal. It was blurry around the edges of my vision. I was looking at people and, they're going, delete. Ah. And then around the edges, it was blurry. It was like a dream. Wow. It was like the dream filter was on my eyes as I was walking to the ring.
Wow.
And it was just so crazy. And it was so overwhelming. And it was surreal and blurry, but it was also, some of it was in slow motion. I was like, this, we were in TNA when they were almost on the verge of going out of business, and the Broken Universe kind of helped to get them another TV deal and stay on TV. And, it's just a little company that people thought weren't going to do anything. And now there's an arena full of tens of thousands of people doing the taunt that I made famous there, which was wild.
And it was so strange to hear Michael Cole say broken. Yeah. And admit that this thing, because that wasn't happening at the time.
Yeah. Right.
They weren't acknowledging other companies. So for you guys to come out to that massive pop and then Michael Cole to say broken was wait a second. They know?
Yeah.
And then there was the question of, okay, now is this Matt Hardy that we're seeing? Or is this broken Matt Hardy? And it's I don't know. We'll have to watch to see.
Yeah.
That was all so cool to be able to watch.
I worked, thank you for that. And I worked really hard to try and be an in-betweener type figure, still have these elements of Broken Matt and then still be original Hardy Boys Matt. Because we had that thing that happened right before that with Ring of Honor where TNA was, claiming the copyright deal. And we had that little legal battle. So I didn't go over the top, but I still wanted to keep it consistent in case we could get back there. And I wanted to go back there. And I remember Triple H said something to me a little later on, he said, "Hey," he said, "like, let's do old school Hardy Boys. We can have a good run with that, and I could see down the road. Then we get like a broken Matt Hardy run, and we can revisit that again." And I mean, he was definitely down for that. So I thought that was really cool of him.
We could have seen broken Matt Hardy in WWE.
Well, it ended up being Woken, but then that was only because of the legal reasons. But then it was settled like a week later.
Yeah.
Talk about timing issues, right? And then it was stuck with Woken. So never say never, man.